Greetings, loved ones. Teen sexual assault is any sexual contact that a teen does not freely agree to or consent. Agreeing under emotional or physical pressure, which is coercion, is not consenting. Today we're going to give parents information about teen sexual assault. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, hit the like button and the notification bell, and please share these messages with others. Teen sexual assault. Let's talk about information for parents. I want you to know, and I'm going to say this again, that teen sexual assault is any sexual contact that a teen does not freely agree to or consent to. Agreeing under emotional or physical pressure, which is coercion, is not consenting. We use the term sexual assault when the person who committed the assault, the aggressor, is someone outside the family, and the term sexual abuse when the aggressor is a family member. Sexual assault does not always include intercourse. It may include any contact with private body parts, for example, breasts, genitals, buttocks, that is unwanted, not agreed on, or forced on someone. So let's talk about consent. Consent means making an active choice to agree. If your teen felt they had no good option, it was not consent. If someone tries to convince your teen to do something sexual, even if he or she has done it with that person before, but now really does not want to, he or she has the right to say no. Let's talk about coercion. If your teen is feeling pressure to do something sexual and does not know how to get away from the situation, or is afraid that saying no will break up the relationship, then it may be a sign that he or she is being coerced or emotionally forced to do something against his or her will. And I'm going to insert something here. If somebody is pressuring you to have sexual activity that you do not want to have, and you are afraid that that person is going to break up with you if you do not do it, the best thing to do is say no and let that person go, because that person does not respect you. And you do not want to be in a relationship with somebody who does not respect you. That person will hurt you in the future, hurt you by forcing you to have sexual relations or other things. And so, again, I'm going to say, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're pressuring you to have sex, and you believe that if you don't have sex that they're going to leave you, let them go. They're not worth your presence. So let's talk about what is teen dating violence. Teen dating violence is a type of violence that occurs between two people in a romantic relationship. The violence can be sexual, physical, or emotional. It can occur in person or electronically by texting or posting threatening messages or images on social media, and in the future we'll talk about that. Teen sexual assault can occur as part of dating violence, but also occurs outside of a romantic relationship, like with a friend, a classmate, an acquaintance, or even a stranger. So why do teen sexual assault and teen dating violence happen? I want you to understand that individuals who perpetrate sexual assault and or dating violence may have a variety of problems, but the core cause of these events is the aggressor's misuse of power and control. And this can take many forms, including using physical force, threatening, intimidating, manipulating, stalking, or isolating your teen from friends and other supports. So who actually experiences teen sexual assault? Any teen can be a victim of sexual assault, no matter his or her gender identity or sexual orientation, female or male, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, questioning, or queer, LGBTQ, or straight. Usually, the aggressor is someone the teen knows and trusts, such as a boyfriend, girlfriend, or friend or acquaintance. The aggressor could be your teen's age, or they could be an adult they trust. But sometimes a stranger has perpetrated the sexual assault. So how common is teen sexual assault? Unfortunately, it is very common. Studies have found that 1 in 14 girls were verbally or physically pressured into having sex during the past year. 1 in 10 high school girls and 1 in 20 high school boys reported being forced into sex. And more than 1/3 of acquaintance rape victims are between the ages of 14 and 17. 1 in 3 teens is a victim of sexual or other abuse by a dating partner each year. About 9% of high school students are physically hurt on purpose by a boyfriend or girlfriend. And almost 20% of college women reported experiencing sexual assault on campus. That's 1 in 5 women. So as a parent, you ask the question, what if my teen has been in a relationship for a long time? I want you to understand it doesn't matter if your teen just met the person or has been in a long-term relationship. She or he always has the right to say no to any unwanted sexual activity and to be free from violence. Being somebody's girlfriend or boyfriend does not give the right to sexually assault or to hurt physically or emotionally. So as a parent, you ask, what if my teen is LGBT? Sexual assault occurs because of the aggressor's misuse of power and control, not because of your teen's sexual orientation, appearance, physical size, or strength. However, LGBTQ youth are at a higher risk for experiencing dating violence than heterosexual youth. 23% of LGBT youth reported sexual dating violence compared to 12% of heterosexual youth. And the stigma about being LGBTQ may partly explain this difference. For an example, an LGBTQ partner might misuse his or her power by threatening to out the other. So as a parent, you ask, how do drugs play a part in teen sexual assault? If teens drink at a party or with others, someone could sneak drugs into their beverages, making them vulnerable for assault. And being drugged without their knowledge makes it impossible for them to give legal consent to a sexual act. Any drug, even alcohol, can increase their risk for sexual assault by strangers or by someone they know, acquaintance rape. And let's talk about now the drugs that are commonly used in acquaintance rape. They include the following. Rohypnol, which is a sedative that can cause sleepiness, slurred speech, difficulty walking, blackouts, and amnesia. Then there is GHB, which is a depressant that may cause nausea, vomiting, dizziness, heart problems, seizures, blackouts, and in some cases, coma. There is also ketamine, which is an animal tranquilizer that can cause delirium, loss of memory, depression, and long-term memory and cognitive difficulties. And then there is MDMA, also known as the club drug ecstasy, which is a stimulant that causes feelings of peacefulness, acceptance, and affection towards another, as well as depression, confusion, anxiety, and paranoia. And let's talk about alcohol. This is a sedative, and is the substance most commonly used to commit sexual assault. According to the CDC, over half of all the children in the world experience violence every year. The question is not if you'll encounter a victim of violence. The question before God is, what will you do when you do encounter them? Micah 6:8 says, He has showed you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. You are called. We are all called to be champions for justice. And if you're a victim of violence, I want you to know there is a way out. It is not your fault. Abuse is not love, and most of all, you are not alone. If you are suffering violence, reach out to someone today. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, call 911 for help. If you know of a child or other person suffering violence, tell the authorities. In our next episode, we're going to talk about the internet and teen sexual assault. Until then, God bless you.